Hi. I guess I didn't do one yesterday. My thoughts today are I haven't really watched the news or anything. It's just been so hot. This whole month is hot. But my thoughts today is how the cities politics, especially in some of the states I've been in, like Memphis here, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Philadelphia, New York, Chicago, Boston, and Missouri. Start saying cities, but you notice like it's the politics. Like here, I get like that they come out and because they say a neighbor is calling me every month. The only neighbor I have really over here is the policeman and the guy that is that fellow we got out of the house that is trespassing. That's the only two neighbors I have. The third one too. So, but anyway, but see, they don't have to take responsibilities for their actions. Like, because I was like, I'm getting harassed. She's like, you're getting harassed by your neighbors, and my mind immediately goes, okay, she has gotten, whooped as growing up, because she's not gonna say, well, maybe the city, shouldn't waste their money sending people out when you start, you know what I'm saying? But instead they'll get mad at the person, It's like they look at, it's like they don't have to be, like they pass the buck, well, it's your neighbors. It's not anything their actions, even though they physically have to get in a car, turn the car on, make sure there's gas and everything in it, drive down the street, be alert enough to ride down the street, read the listing where they have to go, you know what I'm saying? And it's the same people that show up the same time, So like either they don't communicate, or it's not financially fit the way the politics are, especially in the cities that are mostly predominant people of melon. The politics are geared. I mean, they're just so mean. They're just so hateful. They just so oppressed. The women are so objectified. I mean, for example, there was this guy that a police had yanked out of the passenger car, and even though he was 19 at the time, when he was 13, he had some misunderstanding with a sexual harassment of a 12-year-old. Which, when you're about the same age and stuff like that, there could, it wasn't rape or harassment or whatever. So that, and probably he's black. His parents are probably scared of the police, or just don't understand that, besides whooping them, you have to really take care of the financial part. And that's the key word, here, it's because there's a lot of the lots over here the city now owns. They don't maintain it. I'm not calling them because the guy drives around, drives by it every time they go by here. You know what I'm saying? That lot's not bothering me. It's not bothering, you know what I'm saying? It definitely ain't bothering the city. They don't take care of their lots, but and I'm sure you could probably call in the city lots or whatever. They're not going to take care of it. They have places up around where the city owns. It looks like they intentionally dumped the city trash there. I mean, between them dumping they're in this neighborhood, dumping the trash juice all up and down, and it's sort of disgusting. You get flies and everything else, type of critters that are attracted to the dogs, or attracted to whatever that stench is. They fall. They have, so it attracts all type of really insects and parasites. But I mean, and then apparently some of these people over here, you know, the only problem I ever had is when that police lady spit in my face, and next thing I know, I was supposed to have a wreck without a car, and they don't put down a white person. I just went ahead and paid it. And it like when they, yeah, because I wasn't even supposed to know that that they had wrote me a ticket. You know, she backtracked. So, you know, so it's not like we have justice. We have people that get their feelings hurt and think it's all about revenge. You know, it's like, well, that, you know what I'm saying, you get a certain type of way they act when they have been oppressed and jeopardized. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to dance, but like you cannot dance around here because the guys are like woo woo woo. You know, it's like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even twerk. You know, I don't have a butt, basically, sort of. But I'm gonna tell you something. The people that don't have those big old huge butts, I personally, maybe because I'm a small person, they, you know, when they don't have their pants on, those are cute because there is, you know, everybody has, you know what I'm saying. But so, you know, I mean, to me, like, but to me, it's like, yeah, you are responsible if you actually sit there and sing some, you know what I mean. If your paycheck is depends on, you know, doing anyway, but it's you, in a way I see why the city is financially strapped. You know, it's self-hate, self-shame, you know, that the certain type of Southern blacks have, I guess. It's embedded in them that, you know, like, oh well, there's you know, but that's just the feeling you get. They don't take responsibilities. The police don't take responsibility. They really, I mean, like, and I'm like, I was just wanting to know, you know, like, what the law is, and was hoping that, you know, I would talk, you know, have a dull conversation with somebody, and they'd be like, well, instead of black tying it, you could, you know, put like, you know, like 5 inches of sand on it and cover it with rocks or some shit, put plastic it up or something, or build it. But they don't have that. Everything is geared to like, okay, you're asking this because you mad, or if you're not mad, we gonna make you mad. They don't even know. It's just like that pullover with that poor lady Sandra Bland. The way the cop was, he, you know what I'm saying, he just totally disrespect, and that's the main thing. This is a poor neighborhood. They don't respect it. This neighborhood, if you follow the politics and you follow the money, and we know that cocaine was brought in by the United States government through with the help of the CIA. We know why the CIA is formed, or if you don't know, you can read all about it. There's plenty to read about it. You can read up on it. And I think that's another thing what a lot of black people don't know around here. It's like the big joke, like in politics, if you want to hide it, put it in a book. You know what I'm saying? Because they're only going to worry about sports and sex. You know. And basically, that is the only conversation you could have with somebody around here. It always goes to sex. You know what I'm saying? If there were guys that might tweet to some sports, but it always goes to sex. They don't talk about nothing politics. They don't follow the bounty trail. You got blame everybody else. It's just like here with the AIDS epidemic. You know, I know some people like right in the 80s when it first, you know, hit and everything, and this is some relative of one. I'm not saying no names. Relative, you know, close friend, and a few other people. Their whole thing is once they had got it, they were going around trying to have sex with everybody, and so, and then they were having an affair that I strictly wasn't invited to, nor that trust me, I didn't want to, and I don't think that the way that, anyway, I just don't believe in the having a, I just don't like people that much You know what I mean? You know, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I could like one person at a time, but I don't like enough. I don't like, you know what I'm saying? There's, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not like I could only like one person, but when it comes to mating, I can barely deal with one person at a time on a sexual level, and then they can get on my only nerves if they too selfish and narcissistic, you know. But that's what it is with the South. It's all about like I hear these guys all the time, you know, it's like me, and then it's like they miss an ass whooping. You know, like they have to do stuff to aggravate you. That's what I find. You know, the city workers here are like, it's, you know what I'm saying? They're not happy. They're not content. But they're not gonna direct their energy to what is making them not happy and not content. You know, it's like I was alluding to with the guy. You know what I'm saying? It was their actions that caused them to get AIDS. And at the time we did, you know, we didn't know it was this one guy, Mark, that came in from Germany, and they all got crazy about him. Oh, he was so sexy, and, you know, and he was just so promiscuous. I mean, well, that was a candidate. That you know, that's the example I'm using. You know, and I have seen the same thing here, but they're not as verbal and articulate here at expressing. You know, like they don't have original thought. If it's not the popular, what the peers are all saying, it's really hard to get to the root of why somebody's doing it when they're lashing out. It's still, you know, like it's like they're a 6-year-old child emotionally still, and that ass whooping was traumatized them, and then in adulthood it just leads them to where, you know, like they're like blind sheep being led over a cliff, and if you don't want to go that way, you know, you just have to, you know, I just step out their way. But they want, you know, but that bothers them. But that's just the illusion that you get, like looking at them, and, you know, or another example is like this one guy, or all of them, like here, they can't put their stuff away. They leave stuff out. They don't, like, as soon as I know I have to put my stuff up that I take outside because because of the education system, the way the politics are. You know, a lot of these people don't have they're thieves. You have a lot of, you know, unfortunately, you know, in the poor area. Some of them are, you know, very honorable people too. You know, so that's the problem. Like, you know, like I hang out with good people. You know, people that got self-respect and stuff like that. But, you know, I have to tell them, don't bring so-and-so over here. But anyway, getting back to, so anyways, for example, I digress a lot, don't I? But there's one guy, right, Mark, and Kansas is, especially Wichita, Kansas, is very famous because they had that milk guy that was into, you know, child loving and everything, and they were very surprised when these boys matured, that instead of these like, oh, I love you, I want to marry you, they felt that they had been traumatized. Well, anyway, they hated the guys. They might stay gay or whatever, or do whatever they want to do afterwards, but they didn't want anything to do with that person, you know, because I guess when you're dealing with like pedophiles, the child is it's not like adult where they can say okay, yes, or no. Let me get back. But anyway, so you know what I mean. And I knew these guys personally because I met them when I first went to Wichita, and may they rest in peace. And but anyway, so they were all crazy. So after he left, Alright, a few of them went around intentionally knew that they had AIDS, I think like a year, like, well, within like about 4 or 5 months, like some of them got real sick, and then like within a year, I actually had one person that did pass away from they had complications before they had caught the virus of, I can't remember, but the virus made it extra late because low T cells. But anyway, so I saw that with my own eyes that you know that they were more content on spreading it around, you know, trying to get back at that one person, you know, and they had all these justification, you know, and all you could do is tell them they was wrong, you know, and it didn't, and the problem was it escalated their departure, because they didn't concentrate on them, you know, or you know what I'm saying, you know, and it's not, and it's such a stigma, you know. But anyway, getting back to like that Samuel Blake, that's sort of how the even though they're black, that's sort of how they are here, you know. Like at first I was like getting these people like telling me like, oh well, you must think you're white. You just look at them because you're like, wow, that is really out of order. But first of all, for you to even think you're in my mind or something, and you haven't had a fucking thought, you know, except for, you know, ooh, that's sexy, or ooh, I should have sex, or, you know, some sport of it, and that's it. or I gotta get me some Gucci or some stuff I don't wear. I don't wear designer. Well, not intentionally. Everybody has their name on it, but I don't go by, you know, how much it costs. I go by the texture, the quality, and you know, I want my pay, you know, I'm not, you know, I'm saying I don't wear jewelry, because they're very jealous here, and I don't want to get robbed over some bullshit jewelry. Or really, I just don't care to wear jewelry. You know, I used to wear jewelry, makeup, you know, perm my hair. You can't perm your hair because of getting those thyroids, because of chemicals that grow in your vagina. So you know, you don't want it. You don't, you know, so you don't. So that's one reason I go natural, because of the health reasons that caused by the different chemicals, and we are chemically made up. So anyway, but you know, I do think I need to relocate because it's just a hostile environment, and it's you know, and like, I'll be honest with you, like some of the people around here that, you know, very, you know, like, they're, you know, like, they can be very nice and everything. At the same time, a lot of our laws and the way we govern our community causes a lot of financial stress, you know. But yeah, like, but like the only thing she can say is your neighbors. Yeah. And that's why, you know what I'm saying. You know, I can't be responsible for everybody else's actions, but you can take responsibility for your actions. She really got mad. I'm like, I understand you don't like, you know, you don't want to do work. Otherwise, y'all would have tested those, you know. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. This is the weird thing. This is what the guys around here said about that 13-year-old guy. It was a 12-year-old girl. Why didn't she just give him some sex? You know what I'm saying? And that is like the mentality of some of the women around here too. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, it's like you have to forsake your wants, your needs, your happiness, your health, your common sense, and you know what I'm saying? And you know, and like, oh well, you know, that's not. And I kind of explained to them, you know, that's just, and if they're looking at me like I'm from outer space. You know, so it makes me think that type of thinking, that behavior is inbred since a young age. That's, you know what I'm saying, because other people that take responsibility so they can, you know, learn from their mistakes, and make some solutions, they'll come through here and they'll do like Detroit. They'll just sack all the money, leave y'all fighting with your police force, you know, and you know, and you know, and you're still gonna go to, you know, go to them because they got money in capitalist society. You know, a lot of times we forsake our own happiness and our own welfare to go along with some propaganda, you know, and you know what I'm saying. But I understand why Memphis looks like this. It's because, you know, they're no longer, you know, we got adults around here with the mentality of somebody that got spanked. Well, they're not getting spanked, so there's nobody there to say, hey, you know, I'm gonna beat your ass to make you do it right. It's like this guy over here. He leaves all his shit out. He's gonna talk about me, like putting my stuff up, and then like his shit gets messed up, or you know, the dew in the morning, you know, gets into something. You know what I'm saying? But to me, when I look at him, even though he's in his 60s, I see a child that's like, okay, well, ain't nobody gonna whoop me, so I can just leave. I don't have to put my stuff up because he was taught, like, by getting whooped, that, you know, like, to do something. Well, now, you know what I'm saying, he grown, ain't nobody can whoop him, so he don't have to do anything. And, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, and so now it's just a lot of self-deprecation, you know, destruction, you know, because you can't go around and, well, it's your neighbors harassing you. The neighbors ain't out there mowing, like, well, the grass is mowed any damn way. Everybody knows that. But there's, you know, but with this Comnex store, I heard him on the phone like, it is horrible, I can't stand it. I was living here first. My people was here before you guys, you know, went ahead and, you know, and fuck with Larry Jones, and then he gonna listen to Larry Jones. They pretty much, if those are the ones that had houses around here. If it wasn't for the politics of the cities, they would still have a house around here, and you know, and their families has been here doing yard work, and you know, you know, I grew up in a apartment city in New York, so you know, I mean, he got one little, he tried to make, like, my grass is so high, he's mowing dirt over there. You know, he probably mowed his backyard. I guess there's no real laws about your backyard, what to do in your backyard. You know, but my backyard, it's a whole quarter of a block there. And I like the idea of the way the bushes are, you know, grown. But you know, it's all about here. It's all about sucking the money out, sucking the money out, sucking the money out. Not putting nothing back in, you know, sucking it out, sucking it out. And then if you're trying to do anything that might be different from their thinking, that where maybe we don't have to have the money sucked out. And that's why I was thinking, when we tear that other house down back there, and that's going to be great on taxes, so, you know, that'll offset, you know, the issue that paid, you know, too much for, you know, and I'm not living for the past, you know, I'm living for today, you know, for hey, if I'm hungry now, I'm not gonna like, oh well, I ate yesterday. Talking of which, I just woke up and it's like 8 o'clock. I am hungry. But I do think I need to relocate because the city's too hostile, and you know, I mean, this property is going to take care of, so they're not. It's not going to be another one of the city are going to own something. As soon as the city owns enough, it's going to be like when they come in and like in the other areas where they have to like where, like all at once, like white people come in like yuppies and whatever, and they're reviving that one area at a time, like they did Harlem, and now Harlem, and like finally they got white people up there. They did, you know, they wanted to move up there. You know, ever since they shut down the original movie theaters, because they used to be like all black movies they used to make in Harlem, like in 1942s and stuff like that. And then, like, you know, like first thing they did was shut them down, open up Hollywood, you know, with foreigners from overseas. So, you know, good luck with trying to get somebody overseas. You know, I guess they have to have another war. You know, I guess I don't think that they understand here that the main objective is Russia, China, and Iran, or whatever. A whole bunch, you know. It's like, there's a lot of Muslims that live in Russia. You know, there's a lot of Muslims that live a lot of places. But it ain't going to necessarily be the Muslims that's going to be the problem. It's going to be the ones that are like, with the big bucks that always finance the war. You know what I'm saying? It's not, to me, it's, you know, like they're talking about, oh, we got a problem with ISIS. Well, you went over there, and before you left, you trained them, and it's just like the police are trained here. They go busting doors. You know, it's a hostile situation here. It's very hostile. It's you can't really feel comfortable, and it doesn't. You know, oh well. I think that the most important thing that, you know, they do need to fix their school system, but they're making too much money off of a no-nonsense type of chaos of a justice system, you know, and it's just that way so they can house more people. So it's a good way to get especially the young blacks, as young as they are, to house them and have them work basically for slave labor in the prison. And you know, well, you know, and so this is South has always been notorious for that. So it's geared to make you, like, you know, like, try to make you mad and hostile. The only thing I want to do is, like, you know, it's like, I had wanted to go to Puerto Rico. Who knew Puerto Rico was going to go bankrupt? You know, well, everybody should know after 2008 the way the banks are doing business. But if you're busy thinking about, you know, I can't wait to have sex, or I got to look at XXX, or my sports is on, you don't have time to look at the big picture. You know, I don't have time to look at the big picture. I know I'm a little fractured all over the place. It's just that this is me totally, like, disgusted, mad, and so through with this. You know what I'm saying? You know, because you know, we pay the taxes over here. You know, I don't think they understand anymore about a family or extended family, or you know, being part of you know what I'm saying? Because, like, sometimes it's not about your selfish wants and your needs. You got to put away all your childish toys. You know what I mean? And you just have to. You're a grown up. You just have to do grown up stuff. And sometimes grown up stuff doesn't go along when the mass community around you has been so devastated by the racist oppression and the stigma of being jeopardized as women, and to see that the men are treated the same way as women. You know what I'm saying? A man will flip. You know, just, you know, we're human. Don't be thinking like the white people try to tell you women from Venus and men are from Mars. No, we from Earth. And if your cities are declining, if your justice system it doesn't seem to be geared to protect and serve the citizens, then we got to stop blaming everybody else. We have to stop blaming ourselves. We have to stop blaming our kids. If the only thing you can do is help your child at home and start teaching them, even if you can't take them out of the public school, you're going to have to start educating these kids, because their future is being set to where they fail, and so where they can keep the prisons filled up. And so you have to deal with some angry, hostile people, because they don't understand why not, you know, like, why people, you know, they don't even understand why they're upset. You know what I'm saying? They get more upset, and I don't mind going there. You know what I'm saying? It's just like there was firefighter. The lady said a curse word. This is what kills me in the South, right? Okay, cursing is not in the Bible. That's not one of the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not do. But they don't mind whooping their kids, which causes the kids not to honor and respect their parents. Now, they give a lot of lip service to I love you and all this stuff, and my mama this, and you better not do that, mom. But that's exactly, it's said like so much that it's just gesturing. You know, it's hollow. It's hollow when, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, some of them, they make it, I bought my mama a house and all this, you know, but it's still gesturing. You know, it'd be one thing if they said, yeah, well, you know, I ended up getting this big mansion. I brought my mom in the big mansion. She got a house in the back if she wants to. But, you know, we're a family union and we like being together. It's different. You gotta get your mama a house over here. You gotta get a house over there. You know. It's all give for your self-gratification. You know. And we have to get out of that type of thinking. Because that type of thinking is the reason why our inner cities look as crazy, and it's a lot of corruption. We got to get rid of the corruption, and it starts with, you know, somebody needs to use the goddamn common sense and deal with the reality of the situation, and that might be to follow the money and not follow like she said at cars. Because you're not going to whoop nobody. And this bullshit here, all it do is take money. That's all it takes is money. It's capitalism. It's the way to drain money out. And that's a simple fact. And it's draining money out of the black community, out of the African American community, and it's being used to buy tanks, tear gas, rubber bullets to be used against you. So that is the number one reason they do need to fix the school. They need to rethink, and we need to start teaching our kids to use common sense, not whooping it out of them. I mean, let me see. I don't know.